Holy crap. Do any of you have any idea what it is like to wake up to dozens of Discord DMs? People you have never talked to, people you talk to so very rarely, who have slid into your inbox asking you to confirm or deny information that was posted the night before, because that was my experience this morning. And I want to explain and I want everybody to understand. And I'm going to say right here from the drop that no, the leak posted yesterday is not correct. And I do not have foreknowledge of an upcoming GL release. And some of you will stop watching the video now, and that's okay. That makes sense. And some of you might even unsubscribe, and that's, I guess, also okay, because if you don't get it, then I don't need you here. But I do want to explain for people who do not understand what happened yesterday. Yesterday night, I opened up Discord and saw that a guildmate of mine named McClunky, he is a content creator. He's a very small content creator. He just started about a year ago. Had edited, and had created a card for a video talking about a Mando and Grogu GL release, and strongly suggested that he had received this information from my hacked emails because of a pinky promise that I had broken with Meathead. And I had the option at that point to tell him, hey, McClunky, you're being a freaking moron right now. You need to stop this. This is going to get me into some trouble. But instead, I chose to encourage him. And I said, this is the funniest thing I have ever seen. Please, please, please post it. And please post it on Reddit. I need to see how this unfolds. And normally this is where an A-list celebrity would talk about how they misinterpreted the situation and they're sorry and everyone should forgive them, and how they're opening up a foundation and they want to donate lots of money to some cause. But I'm not going to do that, because I still stand by the fact that this is one of the funniest goddamn things that I have seen in this community in a very long time. But I want to backtrack for those of you who don't know McClunky. And here's the video that was posted. They fly now, GL Mando and Grogu leak. And he did post a Reddit post, a Reddit thread, and I think the mods had tagged it, and he got angry and ended up deleting it. And it's a very, very, very funny thread to read through the comments, and I had posted a bunch of times as well. But here's the thing about McClunky. McClunky exists fully to troll me. One of his first videos was a content creator tier list from S tier to E tier, ranking all of the content creators solely on the potency percentage of their cup. As many of you know, I have a podcast, Zeta Protocol, formerly with Pico Burrito, currently with Fat Phil, or we say Fat Phillip on the podcast. McClunky got it through his head to start his own podcast. He called it Omicron Priority. And on the first episode, he and his co-host had planned to record at a certain time. His co-host overslept and didn't make the recording time. And instead of not posting something, McClunky did an hour-long podcast where he talked to a co-host that didn't exist, gave time for this co-host who didn't exist to respond, and then responded to the comments that weren't made by the co-host that wasn't there. And when I listened to this to support him, because he was very new and I didn't fully understand him at the time, what was going on in my head was, this stupid piece of shit forgot to check his audio sources, and he just did a pointless podcast where his co-host couldn't be heard. And it took me so long to realize that he was actually trolling me and the dozen other people that were willing to listen to this. And I realized that day that McClunky is probably the funniest person in this community. And when it comes to content creators, you have guys like Scribe who are entertaining and bald and drunk all the time. And you guys have guys like Rabid Beaver who will literally do anything in his damathon, like literally will do anything in his damathons, which makes him interesting. And we have Calvin Awesome, who is basically Egnards 2.0. He does everything that I do, just slightly better. And Nooch, the wholesome dad that everyone, for whatever reason, seems to hate because of his AI usage, even though they choose to ignore that every single one of the content creators that they watch uses AI in some capacity. And then you have McClunky. McClunky, who finds things funny. And he doesn't care if you find it funny. And he doesn't care if the community is in on the joke. And he doesn't care if the community gets the joke. All that matters to him is that to him, the joke is funny. And to me, that is the most hilarious thing in the world. I'm a big fan of Conan O'Brien. And what I respect about Conan O'Brien is that a lot of what he does is funny, but he does not care. And he will take a bit way, way, way too far just because he is cackling on the inside. And that is McClunky. And I'm posting this video specifically so people will stop DMing me and tagging me on Reddit. And so that I don't go to the event server to see dozens of people dissecting a video from a content creator they've never heard of, who they believe somehow hacked into my emails. And I'm not saying that my emails are unhackable, but all you're going to find if you hack my emails are penis enlargement pill offers and SEO scams and Nigerian princes and offers from Raid Shadow Legends to be funded by them, which we have politely declined dozens of times. You're not going to find messages from Meathead. In fact, the only time that I have ever had insider information was during the beta, in which all of that information we were allowed to share with the community, with the only stipulations really being, hey, we're giving you this information 24 hours early. Please do not post your video until we give you the okay, which was usually within 24 to 36 hours. The other reason that I'm posting this here is to support more content creation like McClunky, because right now in Swugga, there's not a lot going on. And while I'm okay with this third era and the direction this third era is going in, CG has taken out a lot of the theory crafting and a lot of the figuring out of puzzles. And there's not a lot for content creators to talk about. And I said this 2 weeks ago in Zeta Protocol that a lot of content creators who post daily are grasping at straws because there is nothing for them to make a video about, as evidenced by this video. And we should be promoting things that are there just in good fun. We should be promoting enjoyment. We don't need another efficiency guide. We don't need another person to tell you how to beat Cassian Andor on defense with the FDC. We don't need another infographic on Datacron management. We've got Vexitron, Sexy Vexy for that. We have Zareth for that. What we need is more fun and more silliness and more excitement. So that's why we're here today. But I will tell you that I think it will be hilarious if his list is correct. I don't think it is. I don't think CG would do it this way. He did post the list as text on Reddit because a specific member, Jawa Inks, who I have blocked, a specific member had suggested that the video was too long and he was annoyed by it. So he called that member out while posting the TLDW of his list, which is a Relic 10 BAM, which I do think is feasible, Relic 9 OG Mando, Relic 9 IG 12, Relic 8 BKM, Relic 8 OG Gideon, Relic 8 Jedi Knight Luke, a Relic 7 Dark Trooper, a Relic 7 Embo, a Relic 7 Rhoda the Hutt, which would mean getting all 6 of the Marquis, Relic 7 Scion of Django, an Armorer, and Relic 6 Grief, Kui, Ig 11, Cara Dune, and the Razor Crest. Now, I truly and personally believe that this GL, if it is Mando, is not going to have Rhoda the Hutt as a requirement, but it will have all 6 of his Marquis as requirements, because it is unlikely that Rhoda the Hutt will be running during this time and they want people to push for this character, but it is still possible to get them to 7 stars in that time. So I do think we can probably take out 6 of these characters, one of which being Rhoda the Hutt, and we can throw in the 6 Marquis instead as a placeholder for that, and that's probably more likely. And I do think it's probably likely that there'll be at least 3 R9s. I do think it makes sense that there's only 1 Relic 10 in this list. And again, I will reiterate that I think it would be hilarious if anything here is correct. But what I do encourage you guys to do, and I will put his information in the comments, is I do encourage you guys to subscribe to him. And if you only have space to subscribe to one content creator here, unsubscribe from me and subscribe to him and just enjoy the troll. Take the information that he gives for what it's worth, which is 0. It is worth 0, other than the fact that if you allow yourself to enjoy dry humor and you understand and you're in on the joke that it is literally just there to annoy people and to get them to question themselves and their sanity, that it actually becomes the funniest thing without having to resort to jumping up and down like a monkey, begging for subs and for beer money and for whatever else all of us in this community do. So I will reiterate, as an ironic too long didn't watch at the very end of a video, that nothing that he said is true, that it is hilarious to me, and that for those of you that fell for it and posted and messaged me and said, I don't think this is real, but I just want to confirm, you got. Just appreciate it. Peace out, guys. Have a great rest of your day.